Hello everyone, my name is Abubakar Salim and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial, we are going to discuss about operators in C language. Operators are symbols that are used to perform operations on operands or values. And in C language, there are multiple operators that are used to perform different operations such as assignment operator, arithmetic operator, logical operator, relational operator, and increment or decrement operator. We can classify operators on the basis of number of operands it requires. And on that basis, there are two operators. One is unary operator and one is binary operator. A unary operator is an operator that requires only one operand for calculation, such as not operator. Similarly, a binary operator is an operator that requires at least two operands. For example, OR operator, which is a logical operator, addition operator, and subtraction operator. These operators require at least two operands to perform operations. So that's why these operators are known as binary operator. The first operator that we are going to discuss in this video is arithmetic operator. These operators are used to perform arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, and multiplication, etc. Addition operator is used to add two numbers, and its example is A plus B. Subtraction operator is used to find the difference between two numbers, and it is minus, and its example is A minus B. Multiplication is used to find the product. The symbol for multiplication operator is steric. Similarly, division is used to determine the quotient, and its symbol is slash. And remainder operator is used to calculate the remainder instead of quotient. The next operator is logical operator. Logical operator is used to perform logical operations such as and, or, and not. These operators always return the result in the form of true or false. So we can also say them Boolean operators. The first operator AND evaluates two operands and return true if both the operands are true, and it returns false if one of the operand is false. Similarly, OR operator is also a binary operator which operates two operand and returns false if both the operand are false, and it will return true if either one of the operand is true. And NOT operator is also known as conjugate operator or complement operator, which converts 0 into 1, true into false, and false into true. We can represent AND operator using double ampersand sign. We can represent OR operator using these two straight lines. I don't know the name of these the symbol, but you can find it on the keyboard, and you can use exclamation mark for not operator. The next operator is assignment operator. Assignment operator is used to assign a value to a variable. For example, whenever we have to assign a data, we can do it by using an assignment operator, and it works in a very simple way. That is, the left side variable will take the value of right side expression. Here is an example where I've written a is equal to 5. Here 5 is a data that will be assigned to a variable a. The next operator is relational operator. Relational operators are used to compare values of two variables. It always returns either true or false. Here we will discuss we will discuss an example that A is equal to 5, B is equal to 7, and C is equal to 4. Now you can see that if we write A is equal to B, which is a relational operator, A double equal to B, the result will be false because A is not equal to B. A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 7. So this statement is false. Similarly, greater than symbol is used to check whether a variable is greater than another variable. So I have written C is greater than A. The value of C is 4 and value of A is 5. So this is a false statement. So it will return false. Similarly, A is less than B. It is used to check whether a value is smaller than the other value. In this case, the result will be true. Similarly, A is greater than equal to B. This is a combination of two operators. One is greater than and other one is equal. So we say it greater than or equal to operator. If one of the condition is true, this operator will return true. For example, if A is equal to B is true, or if A is greater than B is equal to true, it will return true. Similarly, B is less than equal to is also combination of less than and equal to operator, and we call it less than or equal to. And the last one is not equal to, which check the equality, and if two numbers are equal it will return false, and if two numbers are not equal it will return true. So basically it is opposite to equal operator. The last operator is increment or decrement operator. These operators are used to increase or decrease the value of a variable by 1 unit. So for example, A is equal to 4, and if we use double plus operator, which is an increment operator, the value of A will increase by 1 unit and the new value of A will be 5. Similarly, minus minus is a decrement operator which is used to decrease the value of a variable. And if we use A minus minus, in this case, the value will decrease to 3 because it was 4 in the beginning. So these are the operators that are present in C language. So now we are going to use all the operators in the program. So here I have created two variables and I have used assignment operator to assign 5 to variable A and 10 to variable B. Whenever you want to assign a value, you can use this assignment operator. You can also assign an expression to the variable. For example, A is equal to A plus B, or A is equal to B plus 10. So this is how you can use assignment operator. But you always have to remember one thing. Here's an error. I cannot use int twice with A, so I have removed it. But you have to remember one thing, that expression should always be on the right side and the variable should be on the left side in which you want to assign the value. And the expression or value or variable should be on the right side. You can also use A is equal to B. Now what will happen? The value of B will be assigned to the value of A. Let's suppose now when I will execute the program, printf, let's suppose I want to print the value of A and B here. So I will write A comma B. And now when I will run the program, the value of A will be 10 because at the beginning the value of B was 10, and at the end we have assigned B to it, and the value of B is also 10, so the output is 10 space 10. So this is how you can use assignment operator, and you can also use addition operator. Similarly, if you use subtraction operator here, And let me remove this statement. Now when I will run the program, that output will be different. The output will be a is equal to 0 because 10 minus b is will be equal to 0 because the value of b is also 10, so 10 minus 10 is equal to 0. So a has 0 and b has 10, so the output is 0 space 10. Similarly, if I use multiply, I will be using steric sign, and now the output is going to be different. The output is going to be, I think, 100 space 10. Similarly, division is there, and division will also give us the result. In this case, the result is going to be 1 space 10 because 10 divided by 10 is equal to 1. So A will be assigned a value of 10. The next operator is modulus operator, and I have mentioned before that modulus operator is used to find the remainder. So for that, we will use percentage sign. So let's suppose I want to find the remainder of 5 divided by 3. So now, and I just want to print the value of a. So I'm not using b in this case. So when now I will execute the program, the output will be 2 because when we divide 5 with 3, the remainder is 2. Quotient is 1, but the remainder is 2. And you always have to remember one thing, that the remainder is returned with the help of modulus operator, this percentage operator. Now when I will run the program, the output value of a will be 2 because 5 more 2 is equal to 5 more 3 is equal to 2. Similarly, if I write 5 more 4 and I run the program will return one value, 1 will be printed because 5 mod 4 is equal to 1. When I use 5 mod 5, the remainder is going to be 0. So the output is going to be 0 when this program will be executed. But what if the value here is greater than 5? So now when I will execute the program, the output is going to be equal to 5. So you have to find out and you have to tell me in the comment section why the output here is 5. But I just want to clear one thing, that whenever the value, the first operand in modulus operator is less than the second operand, the output is going to be first operand. So if 5 mod 6, since 5 is smaller than 6, the output is going to be 5. If I use 5 mod 7, the output is going to be 5. So you have to find out why this is happening. This is simple math. You have to find out and you will find the answer, and let me know in the comment section. One more thing that you have to remember in the case of modulus operator is that you cannot apply modulus operator on floating point number. So if you use 5.0 mod 7.0, there is an error. And what's the error? The error is expression must have integral or unscoped enum type. You can hover over the value and you can see the error. So you cannot use floating point values with modulus operator. So now we are going to discuss about relational operators. So relational operators are of 6 types: equal to operator, less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, and not equal to. So these were the 6 relational operators that we have seen in the table, and we have discussed them before. So I'll be writing them, using them in the program. So let's suppose int a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 7. These are the two variables that we are going to use. And let's suppose I use int c is equal to a is greater than B. And now I want to print the value of this C variable. So when I will print the value of C, the output is going to be 0. Why the output here is 0? Because when the C variable expression has been evaluated, A is greater than B, the result is going to be false. And in C language, false is represented by 0. So here the output is going to be 0. What if I write A is greater than 4? Now when I will run the program, the output is going to be 1 because the statement that I have written in C is true. So true is represented by 1. Similarly, if I use A is greater than equal to 5. So the value of A is 5 and I have written as an expression here, A is greater than equal to 5. We can also say this condition because whenever the result is either true or false, we call that statement a condition. So this is also known as a condition. So here greater than equal to symbol determines that this is a condition and it will either be true or false. Now there are two operators that are being used here. One is greater than operator and the other one is equal to operator. So the greater one operator will be first evaluated. A is greater than 5 is going to be false. Then A is equal to 5 is going to be evaluated and the result of that is true. So the overall result is going to be true and the output is going to be 1. You can see the output, it is 1. So you always have to remember that greater than equal to and less than equal to are combination of greater than or equal to operator. So if either one of the condition is true, the result is going to be true. But if both the conditions are false, then the result is going to be false. For example, I write B is greater than equal to 10. Now when I will execute the program, the output is going to be 0. Why the output is 0? Because both the conditions in B greater than equal to 10 are false. So we also call this greater than equal to a compound operator. Similarly, P double equal to 10. This is used to check equality. And now when I will run the program, the output is going to be 1. Sorry, the output is going to be 0 because B is not equal to 10. The value of B is 7 and we are comparing it with 10, so the output is going to be false. Similarly, not equal to, if we use not equal to, the output is going to be true and you will see 1 on the console screen. So the output is going to be printed and it is going to be 1. Why this is happening? Because not equal to operator check whether the value of variable 1 or expression 1 is not equal to value of expression 2. So B is not equal to 10. That's why the result is going to be 1 or true. The next operator that we discussed was logical operator, and there were 3 logical operators and or not. So now I am going to discuss those 3 operators here. Let's suppose the variable that I'm going to use here is C, and let's suppose I write A is greater than 5 and I'm going to enclose it in bracket. A is greater than 5 and I want to write an other expression here for that, and I want to combine both the expressions using AND operator. So A is greater than 5 and B is less than 7. I also want to enclose it in the bracket, and now when I will print the value of C, the output is going to be evaluated. So first let me explain what this expression means. C is equal to A is greater than 5 and B is less than 7. So here there are two conditions. The first one is A is greater than 5. Since the value of A is 5, so this condition is going to be false. Similarly, B is less than 7 is also false. So when both the operands in AND operator are false, the result is false. So when we print C, the output is going to be 0. The output is only true when both the input operand values of operands are true. Otherwise, the output is going to be false. So let's suppose I write A is greater than equal to 5 and B is less than equal to 7. Now when I will run the program, uh, this is how I you can use less than equal to. Now when I will run the program, now the output is going to be true because both the conditions are true here. So you have to use them correctly. Whenever you are using these expressions and or not expressions in your program, you have to make sure that you are using them correctly. And we'll learn how to create conditions in the upcoming videos. But up till now, you should know the working of AND operator, OR operator, and NOT operator. So the next operator is OR operator. OR operator return true if either one of the operand is true, and it returns false if all the values are false. So let's suppose I write here B is equal to 7 and I write here A is equal to 6. So here the first expression is false, but the second expression is true. Since the one expression is true, so the output is going to be true. So when I will execute the program, you will see 1 on the screen. Let me execute it again. So you can see 1 on the screen. But if I change here now the value to 9, now both the conditions are false. Now the output is going to be false. So you have to remember that when both the conditions are false, the output is going to be false in OR operator. But if one is true, the output is going to be true. So the last operator is NOT operator. NOT operator is a complement operator which convert true into false and false into true. So I've written A is equal to 6 and then I'm using NOT operator. So the value of A is equal to 6 is going to be false. But since we are using NOT with it, the result is going to be 2. The result is going to be 1. Let me execute it again. The result you can see on the screen is 1. So this is how you can use arithmetic operators, logical operators, and relational operators in your program. One more operator that we discussed was increment operator. So let's suppose I have two variables and I use a. Now when I will run the program, the output is going to be 6 because I have changed the value of A by 1 unit. So at the beginning of the program, the value of A was 5, but after executing A++ statement, the value of A will increase by 1 unit and it is going to be 6. Similarly, if I use B++, and now when I print the value of B, the value of B will be increased. So now the value is going to be 8. At the beginning it was 7, but now at the end of the program it is 8. You can also write B is equal to B plus 1 instead of B plus plus. B plus plus and B is equal to B plus 1 are same things. You can use increment operator or you can use this expression to increase the value of a variable by 1 unit. If you want to increase the value by 2 unit, you can use B is equal to B plus 2. So this is going to increase the value of b by 2. Now, when I will run the program, the output is going to be 9. We are printing the value of b, and the value of b has increased by 2 units, so the output is going to be 9. Similarly, decrement operator is there. First, let me use b minus minus. This is used to decrease the value. So b minus minus, when I will execute the program, the output is going to be 6. Why? Because at the beginning the value of b was 7, and as we have decreased the value, so it is going to be 6. We can also use b is equal to b minus 1. So when I will use it, the output is going to be same. And if you want to decrease the value by 2 units, you can use b is equal to b minus 2. Now when I will run the program, the output is going to be 5. So these are the operators that we can use in the programs. And there are so many programs that we are going to discuss in the future. And in all those programs, we'll be using these operators. So up till now, you can see that we have learned about operators, we have learned about variables, we have learned about scanf and printf statements, we have learned how to get input, we have learned how to display the data. So these were the basic things that we have learned, and these are the things that are not very logical, but these are much more like you have to learn these things. But now from the upcoming videos, we'll be doing some logical work. We'll be doing we'll be writing some simple programs, and after that, we'll be discussing about conditions. So if you want to learn those concepts, if you want to learn about conditions, and if you want to learn about loops and if else and uh, arrays and other concepts in C programming, I want to suggest you that you have to make sure that you know all these concepts very well that we have learned up till now. If you don't learn these concepts and if you start learning from those, you will not be able to get those. So this is very basic things. These are very basic things, but you have to learn them if you want to learn the uh, upcoming program. So I hope that you have understood the concept. If there is any question or if you want to ask me anything, please let me know in the comment section and please subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.